Have you awakened to yourself yet? Do you realize how special, unique, and rare you are on the earth? Because that is a significant point y'all need to realize today, if you want. Hey everyone, welcome to the Freedom Lovers Show. I'm your host, David James Rodriguez, and today we're talking about what is going on with the election and how it's just a big, giant farce of criminals trying to rule you and make you liable to terms of the contract that you didn't agree to. Now, I like the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence. That was a great start 200 years ago. However, it's time to evolve. And this is why I believe the next evolutionary phase of human consciousness is voluntarism, or the acceptance that all human relationships must be voluntary. They must be consensual, period. It doesn't matter if you have a uniform or a costume or a badge or a hat or any other red and blue lights. You see, you have something called unalienable rights to your life, liberty, and property that came from the Creator or God or universe or whatever you believe. You came from your humanity. So you wake up today with those freedoms, and tomorrow and the next day, and your kids and your grandkids. So who is going to teach them this? You think the state school system is going to teach them about their unalienable rights? Are you kidding me? They give you zero class in law, zero class in rights. Why? Because they want your child to be a slave. That's what this whole masked social distancing in schools is about. They are preparing the kids for this next wave of slavery to go through 2025 and 2030. So once you awaken to your own power, stand in it, be in it, feel it, and find other people who are doing the same, because there is safety and strength in numbers, and you and I far outnumber these criminals who think they can just rule us by deception, coercion, and intimidation. And so that's what's happening. The last 20 years, this internet thing has posed a great problem for these thugs who use false flag operations like 9/11, and shout out to the 3,000 plus architects and engineers, professionals who have signed a petition saying that you have to do a new investigation to 9/11 because the official story is completely scientifically impossible. And that was 20 years ago. And now we got to get our genitals rubbed up and down when we go in the airport. So what's going to happen with COVID? Well, we already saw what happened in New Zealand, in Canada. They got plans for Q1 2021, Q2, spring, summer 2021. They're predicting an unpredictable virus. Well, maybe this whole thing was planned. See Plandemic 1, see Plandemic number 2. These documentaries are powerful. See Event 201, see Rockefeller Lockstep document from 10 years ago. My friends, if you or I are part of the human consciousness and we are awakening to ourselves, to our own sovereignty, and that the new truth that has been hidden, I should say, being revealed, this truth is that you can do whatever you want as long as you don't harm another person or their property. And that's what this whole Bill of Rights was supposed to do. It was supposed to put chains on the government. But did it really? No, it didn't. And so through the school system, being around for 100 plus years, they've deceived you and your grandparents, just like me. So I don't blame my parents and grandparents, but they've been victims, and so have you and I. But now we have the information. We no longer have an excuse, my friends. Now what we're trying to do, we're trying to break through. We're trying to emerge from our own self-imposed limitations, because there's nobody holding humanity back at this point. It's our own selves, it's our own fear, it's our perception of what people might think. But like many of my friends who are outspoken, at some point you're like, I'm gonna lose friends, I'm gonna lose people who like me or love me or whatever. But then you find out a true friend respects your humanity, respects your freedom to choose. And they don't use coercion, and they don't use intimidation or violence. That's what abusive relationships do. So many people are getting divorces now. They're going separate ways in their relationships. Why? Because one person's awake and they're asking questions, and the other person just accepts whatever the government and the media tells them. It doesn't mean one's better than the other, but at some point, aren't you questioning where humans come from? Aren't you curious what's going on in this universe? Look at this sunset, my friends. Did this just happen out of accidents and chance? No way. No way. There's a cause in the universe. and seems to be a creator, but inside your DNA is deep information and data that we don't know what's going on. Do you know how your heart beats? Do you know how your hair grows? How your fingernails grow? You don't, neither do I. And it doesn't matter. What's important is that you understand that human consciousness is stepping up. We are rising up. We're learning how to sue these government officials. We're pulling oaths of office from these counties. I implore you and invite you to go to your county recorder and ask them for oaths of office. Because some of the evidence and some of the people I've seen out here, they've been getting redacted oath of office. They've been getting templates, blank ones. These public officials aren't even going to show you their public oath of office. That's how far we are in the game, my friends. It is the fourth quarter. It is the bottom of the ninth inning, and statism is going down. Just like the monarchy went down, statism is going down, and people realize, you don't own me. You're not my master. You're not my ruler. I rule me. I take responsibility for my actions. If I harm somebody, I will provide restitution. But for the most part, you guys aren't causing harm. Neither am I. We're out here being charged for victimless crimes and infractions. So, my friends, my invitation to you, wake up to yourself. Realize that you're a mortal, loving, amazing being on earth, and your life matters. You are significant. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, because when this COVID mandatory test comes, what you gonna do? When this COVID vaccine comes, what you gonna do? I hope you have a community of people who got your back and understand what's really going on in the world that we live in. Otherwise, it's gonna be nasty. So set that intention. Have a great rest of the week. You guys are beautiful. Awaken to your powers, your sovereignty. Voluntarism is the future, because we are building a voluntary world, one relationship at a time. See you next time, everybody. Peace and love.